I want you to picture this moment. It is the first night of your cruise. You are excited. You sit down in the main dining room. The tablecloth is white. The waiter is smiling. You open the menu and see it. New York strip steak. Your mouth waters. You imagine a thick, juicy cut of beef, seared to perfection, pink in the middle. You order it medium rare. But when the plate arrives, something is wrong. The steak is thin, almost suspiciously thin. The color isn't a rich brown sear, it is a dull, steamed gray. You cut into it, and the texture is spongy. It doesn't fight back like a real muscle, it disintegrates. And even though you ordered medium rare, it is cooked all the way through to medium well. Did the chef make a mistake? Is the kitchen incompetent? No, the kitchen is following orders perfectly. You have just tasted the reality of cruising in 2026. That is not a normal steak. That is mechanically blade tenderized meat. It is a cheap, tough cut of beef that has been pierced by thousands of tiny needles to fake the texture of a premium cut. And because of those needles, serving it rare could kill you. I'm Carolyn Morgan. For years, I worked behind the scenes in food and beverage operations. I know exactly how much that steak cost the cruise line. Hint, it's less than your coffee. Today, we are going to expose skimpflation. We are going to talk about the invisible anchor on the menu, why the lobster isn't really lobster, and the mathematical reason your waiter keeps trying to force feed you pasta. Put down your fork. We need to talk about what you are actually eating. The era of skimpflation. First, let's define the enemy. We all know inflation, prices go up, but cruise lines know that if they raise ticket prices too high, you won't book. So they use skimpflation. The price stays the same, but the quality of the product is quietly, surgically removed. The main dining room, MDR, used to be the culinary highlight of the trip. In 2026, the MDR has a new purpose. It is no longer designed to satisfy you. It is designed to be just okay enough. It has to be edible enough that you don't riot, but disappointing enough that you look at your partner and say, "Honey, let's pay the $50 cover charge and go to the steakhouse tomorrow." The mediocrity of the free food is a strategic sales funnel for the paid restaurants. The meat scandal. Needle tenderization. Let's go back to that gray steak. Beef is the most expensive item for a cruise line. To cut costs, they stopped buying primal cuts and started buying lower grade beef. But low grade beef is tough. You can't chew it. So they send it through a machine called a mechanical tenderizer. Imagine a stamp press with hundreds of sharp, hollow needles. These needles punch through the meat, severing the connective tissues. It turns a shoe leather steak into something soft. But here is the danger, and this is why your steak is always overcooked. On a normal steak, bacteria, like E. coli, sits on the surface. When you sear the outside, the bacteria dies. The inside can be raw and safe. But when you pierce the meat with needles, you push the surface bacteria deep into the center of the muscle. If you serve that steak rare, the live bacteria is now inside, waiting for you. That is why cruise ship safety protocols, USPH, mandate that needle tenderized meat must be cooked to a higher internal temperature, usually 160 degrees. So if you beg for rare, the waiter might say yes, but the kitchen cannot legally or safely give it to you. You are eating a safety hazard disguised as dinner. The anchor pricing trap. Open your menu again. Look at the layout. Your eyes naturally go to the complimentary, free section. But right next to it, or sometimes right in the middle, is a box with bold, elegant font. Premium Selection Filet Mignon, 39, Surf and Turf, 45. Why is that there? In psychology, this is called anchor pricing. It sets a value standard in your brain. Your brain thinks, wow, a good steak is worth $30. That means the free steak I'm about to eat is objectively worse. This lowers your expectation before you even take a bite. It also acts as a upsell trap. When the free steak arrives and it is gray and thin, you remember the $39 option. The next night, you are statistically 40% more likely to order the paid steak because you felt deprived the night before. The menu is engineered to make you feel poor so that you spend money to feel rich. The seafood illusion, the trash fish swap. Let's talk about the ocean. You are on a ship, so the seafood must be fresh and local, right? Wrong. Cruise ships rarely buy local seafood. It is a logistical nightmare to inspect local fishermen in every port. Everything is frozen and shipped from central warehouses in Miami or Europe. And names are deceptive. Does the menu say grouper or does it just say whitefish? If it is generic, you are likely eating Pangasius, swai. Pangasius is a catfish farmed in the Mekong Delta in Vietnam. It is incredibly cheap, grows fast, and can survive in very polluted water. It has a muddy taste and a soft, mushy texture. It costs the cruise line pennies. If they were serving real grouper or halibut, they would brag about it on the menu. If the name is vague, the fish is cheap. And the lobster? The galenite lobster tail is almost never a Maine lobster. Cold water. It is a spiny lobster, or langostino, warm water. Warm water lobsters do not have claws. They have large tails, but the meat is tougher and less sweet than their cold water cousins. That is why it is always served with a huge bowl of drawn butter. The butter is a lubricant. It masks the dry texture and adds the fat that the meat lacks. You aren't enjoying lobster, you are enjoying a butter delivery system. The waiter's algorithm. Why pasta? Now, let's look at the human element. Your waiter, Jose. Jose is a great guy, but Jose is also under pressure. Every evening before service starts, there is a pre-shift meeting in the galley. The executive chef and the restaurant manager stand in front of the waiters. They say, "The prime rib is running low expensive. Push the pasta, push the chicken. Pasta is the golden goose of the cruise industry. Flour and water cost almost nothing. If Jose can convince you to order the seafood linguine instead of the beef brisket, he has saved the company about $4. Multiply that by 1,000 passengers, and that is $4,000 in savings per night. So when you ask, what do you recommend? Jose isn't telling you what tastes best. He is telling you what the chef told him to sell. He uses phrases like the chef's signature dish or a passenger favorite. Translation, the cheapest thing we have. The salt and thirst cycle. Have you ever noticed that after eating in the main dining room, you are incredibly thirsty? You wake up at 3 a.m. desperately needing water? That is the sodium bomb. Salt is the cheapest flavor enhancer in the world. As the quality of the raw ingredients drops, bland chicken, frozen vegetables, the kitchen compensates by adding massive amounts of salt. But there is a secondary benefit for the cruise line. Salt makes you drink. If the appetizer, soup or salad is salty, by the time the main course arrives, you are dehydrated. You are much more likely to order a second glass of wine, a soda, or a bottle of sparkling water. The food cost is recouped through your beverage spend. It is a biological cycle designed to monetize your thirst. Carolyn's Survival Guide. What to eat. I know this sounds depressing. You are probably thinking, should I just eat pizza all week? No, there are still gems in the dining room. You just have to know how to find them. Here is my safe list for 2026. 1. The slow and low meats. Avoid the grill items, steaks, chicken breast. They dry out. Instead, order the braised items. Lamb shank, beef brisket, short ribs, osso buco. These cuts are cheap, yes, but they require long cooking times. They are rich in collagen. They are supposed to be soft. The kitchen cannot mess these up. They are usually delicious and comforting. 2. Cold soups. If you see strawberry bisque, chilled peach soup, or gazpacho, order it. These are usually made from fruit purees and yogurt. They are fresh, not too salty, and provide a nice break from the heavy food. 3. Indian vegetarian dishes. This is the biggest secret. Most cruise ship galleys are staffed by incredible chefs from India. Often there is a generic vegetarian curry on the menu. Order it. It is usually the most authentic, flavorful, and freshly made dish on the entire ship. It is not factory food. It is soul food, made by a chef who knows exactly what he is doing. 4. The off-menu request. If the food is truly terrible, ask for a plain grilled salmon with steamed vegetables. Every ship has salmon. It is hard to ruin. Don't be afraid to send the gray steak back. If we stop accepting mediocrity, they might be forced to improve. Conclusion: the steakhouse trap. In conclusion, the decline of the main dining room is not an accident. It is a business plan. They want you to get frustrated. They want you to give up and book the specialty dining. Don't let them win. Order the braised beef, order the Indian curry, and save your money for the one thing that really matters: the destination. Speaking of destinations, in my next video, we are getting off this ship. We are going to talk about shore excursions. I'm going to expose the port mafia, how the cruise lines get kickbacks from those jewelry stores on the map, and why the ship won't wait threat is a multi-million-dollar lie. Subscribe, drink plenty of water to flush out that sodium, and I'll see you in the next video.